All right, guys, this is a request from somebody on my Patreon. He's much more of a hip hop head than me. I'm a huge fan of hip hop, but this is an early in '91. This was dropped. This is early. He said this is almost kind of like the mother of hip hop, and I mean, there's a lot of debate about where hip hop comes from and what elements and what was the real first hip hop song. And so there's, I'll leave that shit to the scholars. I'm just a guy who likes spoken poetry. And so that's why I'm a big fan of hip hop. And yeah, we're here to check out Main Source, just hanging out. So let's see what we got.
I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out. I'm mainly known for the rough raps, but kids steal my lyrics like hubcaps and eat them like stacks of flapjacks like rugrats. Hey, and I get busy over unknown traps while the next man flaps his lids like parquet. I'm skilled in the field, so slide to the side. I'll make a rapper cry, cause I can get some shut-eye while he's having hard times writing rhymes. So he gnaws on my metaphors and dines on my lines, which is the reason why I like to hang out and hustle with my friends to get away from pens and copyists. So I'm corona bound to check you, aka Dr. Butcher, and what's going down. And Joe with the Jetta enables us to get around town. He's a clown. Other than that, I'm with Joe Burgos, watching old black Caesar flick for kicks. Jump in the Wagoneer, we're out of here without an idea where, but usually we wind up there. I go over cake cuts, block cuts, rock cuts is what he blends.
If you guys are fans of Kanye, you know where else that sample was used, man. Come on. I don't know what the original sample of that is, and I also don't know what the original string sample is. One thing that I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that they used to actually take, well, like the original mixtape was literally, they would take the tape, because music used to be on tape. I don't know if you kids know this. But they would take the tape and they would literally cut the sections of the tape they wanted to use, and then they would, mend it together with the other sections and then create the mixtape. I believe that's where that originates from. And my understanding too is hip hop kind of originally, it was a kind of a neighborhood thing. There were block parties, and then you would have people get together like, man, hey, we have music, but like, what if we had like a live performance or something? And then there's a spoken word, there's the DJ. People don't necessarily know that the DJ used to be the premier, that was the attraction. It was like, oh, the DJ, because he would mix the music and he would make it. Then, they added in, I believe, the MC, and I don't know where the dancing, I don't know the progression very well, but I do know originally it was, the DJ was the main attraction, and then someone would kind of start, as the MC was, I mean, they wouldn't even necessarily be rapping. They would just say like, hey, now we're going to do this, or hey, hey, these people just showed up. And, just through the progression of things, my understanding is that then the MC became kind of they would start rapping, and then all of a sudden people were like, man, that's really cool. And then, they kind of became the focus and attention. But, yeah, man, I like to see just these old classic tracks. I'm not super educated on hip hop. Like I said, I'm not one of these scholars. I don't do the research, but I know a good amount of artists. I know a little bit about the early culture, a little bit about the development and the Jamaican influence, but I beyond that, I'm speaking out of turn. So I'm trying to do a better job of not speaking out of turn on the channel, because I realize everyone's an expert now, and the people, people will find the one thing you said wrong. So let's keep going, man. I might have heard, because I might have actually heard this before. I'm not sure though. I don't know.
Check it. And I like to hang out and hustle with my friends. Yo, I'm just hanging out with my friends. I'm just hanging out. And I'll be up in Mount Vernon, beastin' with CL Smooth and Pete Rock, making beats stab sharper than cleats. With my man Grippy Grips from the Cafe Black.
Is this a Pete Rock song? Pete Rock beat? I don't know, man. Man, if you guys don't know those names, definitely worth, once again, I'm not an expert, but definitely worth checking those two out. Especially Pete Rock's production, man. Classic and incredibly influential in the development of the hip hop sound and just the production.
Making beats stab sharper than cleats. With my man Grippy Grips from the Cafe Black Rose. Checking out videos, and I speak with my man Rob Lee on the problems of the weak, dumb and meek. My man's deep, like the kid from the bridge named the rapper Nas. Me and G collect money at wars, and I run through disco.
So are these New York? Are these New York? Is main source New York? It seems like it. I mean, the sound is definitely early New York. I don't know where else. It doesn't seem like West Coast in 91, that this has to be at least East Coast. It sounds like a New York song. Some like when you listen to enough hip hop, I can hear a song from early hip hop, not know the artist, not know anything about it, but I can tell there's a New York production sound. There was a certain New York sound, and I can also tell if there's a West Coast sound. And so once you listen to enough hip hop, you don't even need to know anything. Like you can literally just be like, oh, like these certain instruments or these certain drum beats or I'm once again not a scholar, man, but I can definitely tell when something's got a certain sound to it as far as a geographical region.
Like sound, royal riches profound, yelling free James Brown. We rustle up to the discotheque and hustle up a storm in a swarm like we're gonna form. Nobody can get with the whereabouts, cause we're out shuffling feet without a shadow of a doubt. From Flushing to the streets of New York.
And as far as 91, this is like pretty good lyricism, man. I mean, you see a lot of these elements. Like, some, like, Kendrick Lamar is famous for doing, hang on, it was like the We're Out, let's go back.
Shuffling feet without a shadow of a doubt. Up to the discotheque and hustle up a storm in a swarm like we're gonna form. Nobody can get with the whereabouts, cause we're out.
With the whereabouts, cause we're out. They'll you'll say a word, and then you say a similar set of words that sound like the initial to transition to the next line. This is a big thing that some of the best rappers do. And I mean, this is 91, man. This is early. And you can even tell that like Nas, Illmatic, huge influence. I don't know if these guys were a huge influence on Nas, but I can tell a similarity in flow. I can see it. Obviously the production's similar, but that's kind of a different. I mean, you had Premier, Q-Tip, and Pete Rock was on the production of Illmatic, I believe. You guys correct me, like seriously in the comments. Feel free to correct me because I'm a little rusty on everything. But let's keep going, man.
Shuffling feet without a shadow of a doubt. From Flushing to the streets of New York and back, freshly dipped off the rack, but not the Van Grack. In the park, making plans for the night. Everything's right, taking it light, preparing for the festivities to begin, and every day seems like a day from the weekend. Yo, I'm just hanging out with my friends. I'm just hanging out. Yo, I'm just hanging out with my friends.
See, that's not Seattle, is it? Oh, not even close to New York. Is that Seattle? It says Vintage Hip Hop Seattle. I don't know if that's a reference to something else, but if so, I'm way off on the geography. Never mind, man. Never mind that, man. Cool, man. All right. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you putting me onto this, dude. Yeah, wow. I like hearing the classic tracks, man. Just the slower stuff, the simpler days, you know, before it was a massive industry where you get bad actors coming in, you get Drakes, you get people that are, you know, they don't care about artistry, man. They sell. That's all they're looking to do. So I do like to go back. You know, there's nothing wrong with selling, but when that's your primary objective, then I'm like, well, fuck your music. That's my opinion. Yeah, man. Well, I'll wrap this one up. If you guys like the video, don't subscribe, don't like, don't comment. The channel's getting too big. I don't want any more people, man. Want to keep it small and simple, but yeah, I'll wrap this one up, man.